All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect, Shalom, Barakathum. And the title of this lesson is It's a Commandment to Choose Life, man. It's a commandment to choose life. And the main inspiration for this, I don't have the sword with me, but is when you read Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, all right, I believe it's the first verse, all right, the Most High is basically giving us the breakdown on why the laws exist and basically commanding us to keep them. And the way that it's phrased there is so that ye may live, man. And that always resonated with me, man, because some of the parts of the law is bitter, you know, especially for the more emotional Israelites out there, you know. And y'all can probably guess which laws I'm referring to, you know. But ultimately, when you see it, and it says, do these laws so that ye may live, all right, you see it's for the greater good, man. There's gonna be some things, you know, I got the saying in the world, how the sausage is made, you know, that doesn't look as good, man, you know, like Deuteronomy 22. But when you zoom out, okay, and look at things at a bigger picture, you see why those laws were set up that way to begin with, man. Because the Most High basically knows us, and He knows our nature, okay, and He knows the best path for us to live, you know. And when you let laws go that don't seem like, well, what's the big deal kind of attitude, you know, but when you let them go for a while, like adultery and various fornication laws, is like, why is it a heavy penalty? Why is it capital punishment? Okay, where you do these things and you get put in the spirit world. Well, Genesis 19, all right, gives you a good example of that, right? You know, and why is there a law that you raise up seed unto your brother if he dies without an heir or firstborn, man? You know, it's because bloodlines are of the Most High. We're not allowed to just exterminate a bloodline that the Most High ordained, man. The only bloodline that's ordained to be stomped out is Esau. Okay, and even still, the Most High is in control of when that's going to go down. All right, and so these things are very important to put in perspective because they apply to our everyday life today, man. And ultimately, it's so we can live, you know, our best life, man. You know, this goes into the thoughts of the dark thoughts some brothers may have, man, which I've had them before, where you don't want to be here anymore, you know. Well, the scripture said they gave us the law so that we may live, all right, and He commanded us to keep them. So that's a commandment to basically live, man, to live your life, man. You know, the Most High didn't just make one man and one woman, all right, and gave them all of these spiritual powers so they can just live in one big earth and enjoy the whole earth. He made a multitude of people, all right, because He made us dependent on one another to varying degrees. That's pervasive through all of our nature. You got plants relying on other plants, certain trees relying on certain mushrooms, all right? So we have an obligation to live, man, all right? And when I say live, I mean live to the best of our ability, and that's where the ways of life, the law, statutes, and commandments basically come into play, you know? Because the way that the heathen live, they can live, but they're eventually they're gonna make decisions, all right, that's gonna lead to them dying or dying earlier than they normally would have. Okay, and that's why when we get in the kingdom, we're gonna be the police of the world. Okay, we're gonna be basically gods in the kingdom, and we're gonna keep the order of the law. Okay, we're not gonna have to worry about different various interpretations, what's right or what's wrong. It's going to be written in our inward parts, man, you know, because that's ultimately what the Most High wants. He said the earth and the heathen are our inheritance, you know. So that's the thing that we look forward to. But it's like right now, it's very challenging, you know, in this flesh to live, you know, according to the law, man. And ultimately, we never really were able to do it, and it was never written that we'd be able to do it. That's why the Most High wrote down blessings and curses, man. Because there would be some times where we could keep it, and then sometimes where we couldn't, you know. And the Lord doesn't do things in vain, you know. So lucky. All right. So when you read the scriptures, when you read the laws, there's a meaning behind it. And when you look at it from that perspective, you don't get caught up on the menial tidbits of the law, because you see that there's a higher purpose behind it. It's a way of life. Okay. This was given to Adam. All right. When he formed Adam and carved him out of the rest of mankind, all right, and he gave him Eve to be his wife. Okay, that was the house of Adam, where he breathed the breath of life into Adam. Why is it called a breath of life? The breath of life was basically a form of the law. It wasn't the ones that Moses wrote down, but you know, you had those things taught and given to Jake, all right, verbally, orally, however you want to say it, passed down to lineages, man. All right, to Seth, all the way to Enoch, to Methuselah, to, you know, all the way down to Noah and Shem, man, Abraham. Okay, and then we went off. Okay, we got rebellious, learned the ways of the heathen, and went into captivity in Egypt. And when we came out of there as a great multitude of people again, then the Lord gave it to Moses in that form, you know. But basically, it was the way of codifying the way that the Lord had our forefathers keep the law before that, man. But ultimately, the underlying theme of it is life, living, man. Okay, being fruitful and multiplying, that's a commandment. Okay, and the only way to do that is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. Understanding right now, it's not going to be possible. We just have to make the effort, you know. So living, and when you think about these things, man, when you meditate on them, you're supposed to incorporate that into your everyday life, man. Is the things that I'm eating, is that conducive to life? Is that conducive to a healthy lifestyle? All right. The women that you're hanging around, is that going to be beneficial or helpful to your lifestyle? All right. What kind of fruit is going to be yielded from the way that you're behaving, you know, right now? And if it doesn't benefit you, eventually it's going to kill you. You know. That's how the Most High made life, man. You know. If you're not growing and thriving, then you're basically dying. All right. And we're going to be the only creatures in the kingdom that doesn't apply to, man. We're going to just be able to chill and relax. All right. And we're not going to have to worry about death anymore, man. As I said in my earlier lesson, death is going to be swallowed up. Okay. In victory. You know, when Yahweh Shai returns, man. All right. So meditate on those things and be spiritual about it when you read the scriptures, man. All right. You can look at certain scenarios, how King David may have handled the matter, you know, how Paul may have handled the matter. Okay. See the wisdom in it, you know, by reading precepts. Okay. Studying and seeing how it applies, man. And if you're sincere, the Spirit's gonna deal with you on how to apply that to your life, man. And you're not gonna have a conviction of, oh, I didn't keep the law that was written down in Leviticus, blah blah blah, you know, because you're gonna have an understanding of spirit behind it, man. You have a mind to live, you know. As much as we don't want to live in this world, you know, we're commanded to do so, man. We have to be examples, you know. Even in these shitty bodies that we have, you know, it's just part of the work, you know. Living your life the way that it's becoming, man, you know, as a spotless, blameless virgin. Okay. man. You're gonna get into things and have propensities to want to do things. There's certain vices that you may have that you may want to let go. You know, like some brothers got to lay off the sweets, man. You know, this ain't normal sugar we eating, okay? you eat a piece of candy, you know, 3 of them give your ass diabetes, man. You know, so the disciplines and various things that we got to watch on that, man. Some brothers got to get more active in the gym. You know, some brothers gotta make changes. Okay, that's gonna be more conducive to life and living, man. All right, because remember, we're all stones, all right, of the temple. Okay, and every stone needs to pull its own weight in terms of having its integrity about it, man. In other words, you got to be there for brothers, and you can't do that if your body is always, you know, in ailments, or you're always frustrated over a woman, or you're always stressed out because of work, or maybe you need to switch jobs, you know. So these are things you gotta meditate on, man. All right, these are not benign. I always use that word benign because a lot of times Jake could just think some certain things are just not a big deal, but when you examine them in the scriptures, they are a much bigger deal than what it looks like on face value. You know, they really are. They really, really are, man. You know, and ultimately, man, if you are sincere, okay, and you want to be there for brother, and you have a spirit of charity about you, you're gonna want to be better, you know, for the Akim, you know. Like I strive to do that and be better, man. I want to know more things. I want to be a better example for any brothers that may be watching. I want to be a source of encouragement for brothers, man. And I can't do that if I'm always in a fucked up mood, or if I'm always, you know, got anxiety about shit, you know, letting things get the better of me, you know. Some brothers gotta have better habits on spending money, gotta budget better, you know. That may come in handy where you gotta be there for brothers financially, man. You don't know, you know. We know these things are not obligations to be in the camp and whatnot, but a man that is a prudent man, okay, he's gonna be looking at these things just in case, man. He's gonna have the eye salve to see, all right, well, let me be in a decent position, you know, just so I can be there for brothers, man. So choose life, man, you know. And again, what I mean by life is living the best life that you can while we're here, okay, and not just suffering in the spirit of heaviness and suffering every day, man. Heaviness and suffering. I'm waking up and I'm heavy, I'm suffering, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Yeah, we have all of these emotions, these feelings, all right, but we gotta elevate beyond that, man, you know. You know, and just know our reward is extremely great, man. That is such an understatement that it's ridiculous, man. When I say extremely great, it's extremely great, man, and many folds beyond that, man. All right, the kingdom of heaven is unfathomable, man. All right, but put your best foot forward now, man, in every aspect of things. You know, offer or be in the spirit of charity and uplifting brothers, man, to live. You know, because we don't know when the Satan's gonna have a big attack on us where we can't be there for brothers. You're gonna want the brothers that are around you to have that same investment in their life so they can be there for you as well, man. You know, we all fall on hard times, we all slip, we all fall, but at the end of the day, we gotta remember why the Lord gave us the law, statutes, and commandments. The reason behind why he gave it to us, man, is because he loves us more than anybody else, man. No matter how harsh some of these laws may look, you like, damn, why you gotta put a kid to death because they don't want to, you know, listen to their parents? Well, yeah. Okay. Just like if you know how your body operated, man, you would see our bodies do that in the same way, man. If there's a particular cancer cell, your body has no qualms about cutting that thing out, having an immune system, those cells attack those other cells, and they get rid of it. All right. And ultimately, you don't see these things going on because they're happening involuntarily. But ultimately, that makes sure the body as a whole is healthy. You know, even though some things may be bitter, you know, that's necessary, man. Why does my stomach hurt after I eat an entire cheesecake, man? All right, you don't like the pain of it, but that your body did that for a reason, you know. Even though it's bitter and it's painful, because your behavior is going to lead to a larger problem later on down the line. Okay, and your body does not need a commandment to try to live. Your body is always going to try to save itself, man. All right, your flesh, you know. So we have to be the same way in the spirit of the spiritual body. All right, the third temple which is being built. Okay, so I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rachakudash Shalom Kwam Yasharallah.